Hey guys, Harshiti from Harshit Stays. Welcome back to my channel. Every few decades, a book comes along that changes its readers' lives forever. One such book is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. The book is one of the best books ever published in the world. The book is very simple. It's written in simple languages. Yeah, we all know the story. We've heard of the author. This is the author, and we've heard of him. We've heard interviews. We might have seen a video where he might have talked, or he might have talked about this book. But what does this book actually have in store for us? It's not just a popular book which is which is written by an author who writes really good books. He's a very award-winning author. This book is totally not related to that. This book has an inner meaning, and there are some hidden secrets that we find. And you might be a reader who wants to read a story, or an adventurous story, or a story with good character build up, or a story with good settings, or something that maybe you're a kind of reader who wants to take something away from this book. Well, this book is suitable for all types of readers, all types of readers, all types of readers. So if you are even making a new book club, I would highly recommend that you feature this book, because this book is a kind of book that entices the reader till the end of the reading journey. So without any further ado, let's get into today's book review. 2 days ago, I went to a mall after a long time, and it was super cool. There was like crowd everywhere, but it was okay. It was under control. I wanted to go to a bookstore, and I found a bookstore. I went inside to see what books there were, and oh my god, I saw a lot of books. It's been a long time since I went to a bookstore and saw so many books, and I saw a lot of familiar books. Some books I did want to buy, but I didn't. I have them for later, like the Amish series, etc. etc. One particular genre that caught my eye was graphic novels. A lot of new graphic novels have come out. Well, the old books have also been released, like very old books have been released as graphic novels for the new generation to read. But one book caught my eye. One singular book caught my eye, and I wanted that book so bad. It was so good, I just flicked through the pages of that book. It was so enticing. I've already read that book. I really didn't know that that book could be so good in pictures, because generally a book, let's just say The Alchemist, has only words and literally no pictures. So you have to just form the pictures in your mind. That's tough for some readers. They don't know how the character's face looks like. Not all books describe that his nose is little curved but little blunt, etc. etc. No books, not all books say that, but some books do. But graphic novels, especially this is the one I bought, The Alchemist graphic novel. How cool is that? It's so good. Inside you have like Santiago, the protagonist's journey, all through pictures. And my most favorite part of the book is I have two favorite parts. One part is the part where the king reveals and like opens his shirt, and that golden gem just shines all over. That was really cool. And the second favorite part was the part where he looks at the pyramids, all bruised, but still he admires the wonders, and admires the pyramids in the middle of the sand dunes. So it's something like this, but it's in the graphic novel way. So today I'm not gonna be reviewing both of them separately, but I'm just gonna say what I really loved about this book and the hidden meaning. So the book is about the boy Santiago. This is the boy. So Santiago's journey is very different. He loves to travel. In Andalusia, that's where he lives. Um, Normal people, poor people were not allowed to travel. Only shepherds used to. So when his father told that to him, he was like, okay, I'll be a shepherd. So he became a shepherd, and he just loved traveling, and he started traveling everywhere along with his sheep. One fine day, he gets a dream. He's already got this dream before, but it keeps on, it's like stuck somewhere in his head. He doesn't know why it's coming again and again. The dream is that an angel-like figure comes and takes him to the pyramids of Egypt. Over there, Apparently there is some treasure right next to the pyramids, and the boy has to go on a long journey from Italy to Africa, where you see, like, where you have Egypt. So he has to travel all the way from Italy to Egypt. It's a really long journey, and people didn't have all those ships or airplanes like we do have now. There were no airports, there were no cars, or there were no anything. So the boy had to travel through merchants, caravans, horses, etc., etc. He meets a lot of people along the way. One person, like I said, is the king. The king gives him two things, which is one thing, but it's divided into two. Urim and Thummim. Urim and Thummim is a very, very important part of mythology. I think it's Jewish mythology. So Urim, it's like black is for no, or yes is white is for yes, like that. It's symbolism. And you can so he puts it in his bag whenever he feels that his grandfather has taught him about omens. So whenever he sees an omen around, he just takes it to his bag and like closes, like we do random lottery picks. So he puts his hand, and if he has to ask a very simple question, a yes or no question. So if it's black, it's no. I think black is yes. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below. I'm really confused with Urim and Thummim. So if black is yes, then black comes out and the answer is yes. If white is no, then if white comes out, the answer for the question is no. So he follows the omens, finds the love of his life in a village. The love he feels is his treasure, and that is Fatima. Fatima is a girl in that village, in that settlement, and she comes to the lake where the boy goes every day to meet Fatima. She comes to the lake, she takes a big pitcher, and she takes water in it, and she goes back to where she lives. So they both love each other. They are married. Everything. Then after a very long time, he starts his journey again to the pyramids of Egypt. In the middle, another prominent character is the crystal seller. Well, I have already read this book before, and some books it's stuck in our head, but some books the exact details we don't remember. I feel that the graphic novel helped me to remember what the story was again, because these bright pictures, how can you forget these bright pictures? So like all the highlights and everything was super cool. So I remembered about the crystal seller for whom Santiago worked for 9 months. At that time he learns a lot, and he helps the crystal seller a lot. So again he meets lots and lots of characters, and they add on something to his little journey. If he sees someone bad he doesn't like, he says, okay, this person is doing something that I don't like, I shouldn't do this again in the future. If he sees something really good from a person, he takes it, and I should be like this person, I should take this quality from this person. So he's a very person kind of he's the I like to adapt, I want to adapt to the situation and surrounding kind of person. So finally, when he reaches the pyramids, he's all beaten up, bruised by thieves who took all his money, his savings to go to pyramids of Egypt. And the old king had divided the alchemist. I forgot the alchemist. I'm repeating it too many times. That's the name of the book, but actually the alchemist is actually a character. So yeah. So he meets the alchemist who teaches him how to turn into the wind. Not exactly teaches him, but forces him in a way to turn into the wind. Otherwise, the man of the desert, an Arab, will kill him. And so he turns into the wind, and he's officially an alchemist. Good job, Santiago. That's the kind of moment that some are really humorous, some are understanding kind of. Yeah. So, but one thing I really would have loved in the written version of The Alchemist was to have maybe an image of Santiago's face. Maybe even if for readers who are not getting the graphic novel, the pictures would have probably helped. Because when you get the graphic novel, at the back you have like a whole glossary where you see each character. This is a Spanish boy, this is an Englishman who he meets, this is Fatima, this is leader of the Oasis. Oasis is where they stay, and that's where he meets Fatima. Then General Blue Soldiers. Yeah, General Blue Soldiers. Then we have Narcissus. That's another character. Well, we have a lot of other people. Goddess 1, Goddess 2, and Santiago himself, Zulu. So that's Santiago. And we also have the Alchemist, another Zulu. So we see all of the prominent characters like Santiago's father, the gypsy man to whom he paid money, and also this is the gypsy who interpreted his dreams, and this is the merchant's daughter whom he likes a lot. This is the king of Salim, the king I was talking about. This is the crystal merchant. So and just because I don't forget, like again, this is Paulo Coelho. So that's it for that's actually the end of the book review. It's very good. I highly recommend that you guys get this book and read it. I wouldn't say that it's suitable for all ages, but you get different ideas at all ages. So if you're reading it if you're reading it like in 10 years, if your age is 10 and you're reading it, you'll probably have like a fictional mind. If you're reading it somewhere in your teens, I don't know how you feel, but if you're like an adult, you may know everything and you may know how it's actually portrayed in the book. So yeah, you actually might if you're an adult watching this, or if you're reading this book when you're an adult, you probably know all the how to react to things and how to be a good person in the society. So this book is probably relatable for you. So yeah, that's what I really learned from this book. The hidden meaning that I found is that and yeah, I forgot, the treasure is actually not at the pyramids, is back at Andalusia. This is a spoiler-filled review. I forgot to say that at the beginning. But the treasure is actually in Andalusia. I'm not saying where, but it is in Andalusia. So yeah, it's in his hometown, and at the start of the book, Santiago actually visits that place. That's the best clue I can give. But yeah. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I know it's a really long one, but hope you like this video. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button below, and if you would like to support me, leave a like on this video. I really value your feedback. Leave a comment down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Bye.